Have you ever wondered if a single flower could tell a story? What if every thread, every stitch, and every tiny pearl held a beautiful secret waiting to be discovered? Today, you're about to hear the magical tale of a pink blossom that changed one young artist's life forever. In a quiet little village surrounded by green hills, there lived a young embroidery artist named Lily. She loved colors more than anything else in the world. Every morning she would sit beside her window with a needle, colorful threads, and a piece of white fabric. People often asked her, "Why do you spend so much time creating flowers that never bloom?" Lily would simply smile and reply, "Because every flower I stitch blooms in someone's heart." One peaceful spring morning, while walking through an old garden, Lily noticed something unusual. Hidden beneath the leaves was a tiny pink flower, unlike anything she had ever seen. Its soft petals shimmered gently in the sunlight, and tiny drops of morning dew sparkled like diamonds. She carefully admired the flower, but she didn't pick it. Instead, she memorized every beautiful detail. When she returned home, she decided to recreate the flower with embroidery. She selected the softest pink threads, gentle purple shades, bright green silk for the leaves, and tiny white pearls for the flower's center. As her needle moved slowly through the fabric, something magical seemed to happen. With every stitch, her worries disappeared. Hours felt like minutes. The room became peaceful. Outside, the wind whispered softly through the trees as if nature itself was watching her create. Days passed. The flower slowly came to life. Each petal became fuller. Each leaf looked more realistic. The tiny pearls in the center reflected the afternoon sunlight beautifully. When Lily finally completed her embroidery, everyone who saw it stopped and smiled. It looked almost alive. An elderly woman visited her small workshop one afternoon. She looked closely at the embroidered flower before quietly saying, "This flower reminds me of my childhood." She smiled with tears in her eyes. "My grandmother used to grow flowers just like these." Lily realized something important that day. Embroidery wasn't only about thread. It was about memories. It was about emotions. It was about connecting hearts across generations. Inspired by those words, she continued creating more beautiful flowers. Pink blossoms, purple petals, green leaves dancing across white fabric. Each design carried its own little story. Soon people from nearby villages began visiting Lily. Some wanted to learn embroidery. Others simply wanted to watch her work because they said it made them feel calm. One little girl asked, "Can I make flowers like yours one day?" Lily smiled warmly. "Of course," she replied. "Great art doesn't begin with perfect hands. It begins with a patient heart." The little girl never forgot those words. Years later, she became a talented embroidery artist herself. Lily's beautiful flower designs spread far beyond her village. People displayed them in their homes. Some gifted them to loved ones. Others framed them as symbols of hope and happiness. Although they were made only from thread and fabric, they carried something much more valuable. They carried love. One quiet evening, as the sun slowly disappeared behind the hills, Lily looked at her very first pink flower embroidery hanging on the wall. She smiled softly. She remembered the tiny flower she had discovered in the peaceful garden years before. That simple flower had inspired thousands of stitches, hundreds of smiles, and countless beautiful memories. She finally understood that true beauty isn't measured by expensive materials or perfect designs. True beauty comes from patience, from kindness, from creativity, and from the love placed into every single stitch. Even today, whenever someone creates a handmade flower with care and passion, Lily's story quietly lives on. Because every beautiful embroidery begins the same way, with one small idea, one gentle stitch, and one heart full of imagination. Ending. Thank you for spending these peaceful moments with us. If this story brought you comfort, inspiration, or joy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Fashion Ideas for more relaxing embroidery stories and beautiful hand embroidery designs. Until next time, keep creating, keep smiling, and let every stitch tell its own story.